Yeah, come on!
Welcome to the Yeah Come On Show with Southside Steve.
Yeah, come on. And it is a happy Friday. I am Southside Steve talking to you from the Exit Wealth Studios as well as the Exit Stage Left Advisors studio with my partner, my co-host, Jeff Cole. And you got to love it, Jeff. Our studio sponsor, Exit Wealth, can help people make money. That's the purpose. And you're not interviewing them. You know, most people think if I walk in someplace, obviously they're going to take my money. Why wouldn't they? Exit Wealth's like, no, we want to interview you too and see what kind of person you are before we agree to represent you.
Well, because you're dealing with somebody's money, you don't want someone that's going to call every 5 minutes when the stock market moves a blip. And
Wait,
what do you know?
yeah.
Wait, should we get that stock?
Oh, my God.
Hey, I heard a tip today. I heard a tip. Buy some NVIDIA.
Come on. Yeah, it's horrible. And you're like, wait, hold on. My wife said something. Okay, really? Okay. Did you know about that? And you're exactly right. You got to be a cool customer. You got to be somebody that loves life and wants to get ahead and actually thinks outside of, I don't know, Apple and Google. So Home Depot, Coca-Cola. That's what Exit Wealth does. And Exit Stage Left Advisors help sell businesses, and they buy businesses, and they help businesses get money if they think you're onto something. It's kind of like your very own little Shark Tank. They can get you in and out, but they don't need to be a part of it. They're going to get all the money for you for a fee.
It's like an agent.
Yeah, simple. But right now, I think we should throw to an advertiser. Let's see, who needs some business right now? How about we bring Y? Let's have Y for the show open here on this lovely Friday, sponsored by, I want to go with golf. Let's go with North Atlanta Golf Carts.
Okay.
North Atlanta Golf Carts bringing you Y. And here we go.
Why?
Oh, Michael, we miss you.
Why?
Am I the only one that thought that he was innocent? And keep in mind, I made a Michael Jackson joke on the air on Rock 100.5 towards the end when they were trying to get us out of there. And I got 10 days suspension for a Michael Jackson joke that wasn't even bad. And I'm the only one that I ever talked to that thinks, he has had a kid mind and liked getting in his pajamas. But then you saw the movie and you think otherwise.
Well, no, I've seen a lot of things. I saw the movie. That didn't touch on that. But there was a new documentary on Netflix about the last trial where he was acquitted.
Right.
And they showed that whoever the accuser was, they had done this before with another person and tried to shake him down. So it
looked a little.
Yeah. So I'm still on the fence. I think you're right. I think he was just a kid and never really grew up and just hanging out with kids. But then there's that documentary that came out a few years ago on HBO where there were some kids that were being very graphic about the things he asked them to do.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like
I don't know.
stuff that you don't even ask strippers to do.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then
I mean, I do, but not normal people.
Yeah. Jeff is twisted. I'm not. I'm just the one on the surface. It looks like I'm twisted, but I'm a Boy Scout. So let's get into why.
Why?
An Indiana man decided to, I don't know, cut his penis off.
Yeah. That just hurts because sometimes when you sometimes I'll have that not fantasy, but thought what if you took a hedge? Whenever I see someone trimming hedges, I think, what if you just right? Is this what this guy did?
No, it's not what he did exactly. But you know what? Anything you use to cut it off is going to be rough. There was a movie out called I Spit on Your Grave. And this is years and years ago. And I watched it. And it was of a woman that got a guy into the tub, and they're basically sitting there, and she's obviously, third basing him with her hand. And then all of a sudden you see her go, this is horrible. And I grabbed myself for like a year where I was like, oh God, I could still feel it, even though it didn't happen to me. And she moves the towel over, and there's not even a nice knife. It's like a rusted knife. So then she takes it and she picks it up. And she puts it under the water, and you can see that she's doing it. And the guy's got this whole look. And then the guy goes, and she does this motion And all of a sudden, blood just spurts up.
God.
And he
Okay.
stands up and he's holding, and blood is going everywhere. She steps out of the tub, closes the door, and locks the door and goes, kind of like, that's what you get, and leaves him to die, bleed to death. This man did not bleed to death because authorities were called on the scene. But what he did do, his name is Christopher Pedden, and he's an Indiana man, and that he basically told the cops that he sliced off his man parts, then he put it in the driveway right at the garage's edge, poured gasoline on it, and lit it on fire.
Why?
Wait,
Why?
He cut it off and then lit it on fire?
Yeah, so there's no chance now of putting it back on.
Maybe he's just probably from seeing so many women in yoga pants, he's had enough.
Yeah.
Did he say why?
Why? Why?
Yeah, well, Pedden told a lot of different news people, and this information was obtained by TMZ, coming out right now here on the Yeah Come On Show on Steve MZ. He was charged with a felony arson and released on $10,000 bond, and with very, very strict conditions, including not leaving the state of Indiana without permission. So I don't know whether he just got crazy or whatever. But they collected remains of a red plastic container and some other stuff, and Bic lighter. He used a Bic lighter to burn his penis off, and he just basically went a little nuts. So they hit him after the fact, I guess, with mental illness, and he had been. I guess he's a little bit of a pyro, but burning your penis also may be illegal. You thought that was a why. This one to me is worse because I feel like, okay, maybe the guy wasn't having sex. Maybe he had a micro penis. Maybe he's okay with having, I don't know what they hook on you to go urinate. I guess you get a bag.
Are both of these why stories about penises?
No, this one's not.
Okay.
I've done enough penis talk today.
Why?
I'm done.
Why?
So this guy goes up. He's a pilot. So he's flying, and the person flying with him already has passed the test. In other words, landed by themselves. So it's advanced flying, advanced instruction. But this guy's like a pilot. He's either captain or co-captain for co-captain. He's worth an airline, and it may come out, but he's going up and he's talking to this guy, and he looks at him during a training flight and says, look, you can do this. I'm going to get his exact quote because it's too funny. He says to the guy that's flying, you know what you have to do. Carry on. Salutes him, opens the door of the plane, and abandons the aircraft without a chute and jumps to his death.
Oh my God! So he was flying. He was the captain.
Mm-hmm. And here's the plane. It's a little Cessna.
And so he just jumped out and killed himself.
Yeah.
And I guess the guy was able to land safely.
He was able to. Yeah, he was able to land. So teaching, the student was 22 years old. His name is Rosario or whatever, and this pilot Bertazio is his name. I'm getting everything wrong. Took off his headset, unbuckled his seatbelt, opened the door, and jumped to his death. And everybody's like, what the hell? And, the guy was able to land the aircraft, and then he called authorities. Authorities came out. He pinpointed, and sure enough, there's his body laying out in a field. And you're like, why would you do this?
Why?
In the middle of a training flight, abandoning his aircraft. So obviously, they're going to figure out why the guy did it. They're going to look it up. And hopefully there's a note. I mean, who just jumps out of a plane to their death? And who says, you know what to do, carry on, salutes with class, and abandons the aircraft?
Hey, it's Southside Steve, and I am at Small Sliders in Marietta, off Windy Hill, just before Cobb Parkway. And I got 2 orange boxes, and this is perfect. If you're a coach, or you've got a big birthday party, or you've got a team that you've got to provide snacks for, or any event, could even be a corporate event, check this out. You get fries. Look at that, a whole box. And plenty of things to dip them in. And then the next one, this is the fun. Look at the different burgers. I've got barbecue, 2 plain with just cheese, and then 2 with everything, including bacon. Something for everybody at Sliders, something for the big group at Small Sliders in Marietta. Yeah, come on.
Well, a front man that you love, I appreciate. A front man that was I guess fronted for your favorite band that is in my top 5 is Van Halen.
Yeah, and I'm an equal Dave and Sammy. I like them both equally.
You think they both added different things. Sammy, obviously, to me, was more of a band member because he could play the guitar. He could sing a lot better, and it gave him harmonies and songs. So that more went towards what I love.
The music part of it, yeah, because Dave really was not a singer.
He's not a singer.
In fact, when they made the first record, the engineer, Don Landy, turned to Ted Templeman, the producer, and said, "You sure about this? We're going to keep this guy?"
Yeah.
And Ted Templeman was considering replacing him with Sammy Hagar.
Which is crazy.
When he was first started, yeah.
It could have been Sammy from the beginning.
whole time, yeah.
And had it been, I think the band would have stayed together. I really do. You don't? I know what happened.
It seems like Eddie and Alex are the common denominator.
Yeah, those two, they think a lot of themselves, which is why Alex is now not to be found seen selling off drum sets and won't work with anybody.
Well, supposedly, I think Wolfgang might be digging out some old archives because apparently there's just hours and hours of Eddie's work that's just never been heard and never been
the same
produced.
with Prince. A lot of these
all
guys,
of them,
yeah, because they never quit playing. That's why they're so good. You know, and they were always recording. Well, David Lee Roth, Eat 'Em and Smile. You remember that album?
Oh, this is a great album. This was this was the 5150 Arrival. They both came out in 86. The Sammy Van Hagar.
You had to
and
pick
this.
one.
And this is, to me, just as good as 5150.
Wow.
Now, this was...
I cannot agree with you on that, but I'm willing to listen because you know more than I.
Well, interesting, the Ted Templeman, the producer who produced all the Van Halen up until that point, he went off and produced Eat 'Em and Smile with Dave, but the engineer stayed on with Van Halen.
Wow.
Don Landy.
So they split.
So they kind of split, and he went with Ted Templeman, and this is a great album. Steve Vai, Billy Sheehan, and Greg Bissonette on drums.
So if it's you sitting there, and you got to choose between the two bands, I definitely would have stayed with Van Halen. I'm looking at Sammy and his body of work, the fact what he brings to it, you know, the writing ability, the singing ability with that playing. I think no matter what, you roll your dice on 5150. You roll your dice on Van Hagar, not David Lee Roth.
Yeah. Well, at the time, so this album, so we're celebrating 40 years. It came out 40 years ago this week.
It sure did. Eat 'Em and Smile. And we all remember when it came out because a lot of people, even like me, I wasn't hating on David Lee Roth. I just didn't dig him with Van Halen. But I said, well, let's see what he puts together on his own. And I recognized the guitarist. I knew Steve Vai was like rock star, but I also knew he was kind of edgy like him. And I'm like, he's not Eddie, but he's a version.
He's definitely a version of Eddie, yeah.
And then you see the outfits and the videos, and he's got that whole where he looks at the camera.
Well, he
and
really,
looks back and says things. That's cool stuff. I mean, he was great on interviews.
Well, yes, definitely great on interviews, and he really embraced making videos. And so much so he did the Crazy from the Heat EP. Right. And from that, he was before he left Van Halen, he was going to make a movie. There was going to be a movie called Crazy from the Heat. He was like Rick Springfield made a movie, Hard to Hold back
then. And I love that movie.
So in that vein, David Lee Roth thought he was going to make a movie. These were going to be songs on the soundtrack. But the movie never happened. The movie fell through, and then of course he made Eat 'Em and Smile, and I think it's a great record.
Okay,
so
well there you go.
40 years, wow.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up that was 40 years ago, and I remember going to the Omni to see Van Hagar and wasn't sure what it was going to be like. And I remember all the people that had like front row off to the side tickets that all had up banners like "Screw you, Sammy," "Bring back David," and all that stuff. And Sammy, just like Prince, it's the only two times I remember being at the Omni when Prince started stroking his guitar and shooting out "Purple Rain." It was right after Purple Rain, but you had to be within about, say, 8-10 rows to get wet. And I don't know what it was. It looked purple from my view. But, man, David Lee Roth fans got soaked because Sammy pulled out literally a damn fire hose, drug it across the stage, and nailed him. And that I was like, oh, my God. So all that craziness 40 years ago today. That's a great Steve MZ story. And I knew you would have some background on it. Now I have to bring up, if you're not going there in politictainment, I will, the trial of Charlie Kirk's murderer. I hate even giving these guys names, so I shan't.
Tyler Robinson.
You did.
It's just kind of an ordinary name. It's kind of.
He's looks like an ordinary
It's
guy.
not like the Mangione guy that killed the CEO, the health CEO. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Luigi Mangione. I mean, that's
Luigi.
that's a catchy name.
It is. This dude's got a basic name.
Yeah.
But he was living not so basic. And I guess his parents were like tripping on him. And then, like they said, the last 6 months, man, he took a header on hate. Did not like, anybody from Trump to Charlie Kirk to anybody that was making forward movement on the conservative level or with God even.
Mm-hmm.
So he had more problems actually with Charlie Kirk, which is why he carried out the act he carried out. So says his lover. I sent you a picture. Did you put that up? There it is.
So this is his roommate. I thought it was a roommate, lover.
Well,
I
it started off as a roommate. He moves in with the roommate. Then the roommate is transitioning, but I don't know, do you call that individual gay because they want to have sex with men, but he wants to have sex with men as a woman or seeing himself as a woman. So it's one of those, I don't know whether he's gay and just went the chick route or whether he just always saw himself as a woman, but he starts transitioning. And then they start a relationship while he's transitioning. So you can see the hair's longer. Very annoying individual. Chewing gum during the interview. And they actually asked him, can you please remove your gum?
The roommate?
Mm-hmm. And they had the roommate in another
chewing
room.
Gum in a courtroom?
He's in like this little side room,
Yeah.
And then the other courtroom. So the person interviewing him, everybody else, he's in a room with other attorneys, but he's not in a courtroom. He's off to the side.
But still, he's being questioned by attorneys and chewing gum.
The whole damn time. Well, not the whole time, like 5 minutes, and then finally they're like, "Will you take the gum out of your mouth?" It's worth a watch. It's out there if you want to see it. But he's the one that basically they are saying now he could be brought up on charges.
Mm-hmm.
What did he know? How long did he know? Could he have stopped it? So the morning of, just to give you a little Steve MZ quickly, he said that our shooter, Tyler, left the house earlier than normal, like 4 a.m. And then said as he was leaving, yeah, I've just got a lot to do today. Obviously, he had a lot to do. He was scouting out a location for a morning shoot, which is horrific. Charlie Kirk's wife's there. Other people in the courtroom. She's to be heard sobbing through the entire thing.
Sobbing or acting?
Sobbing.
Okay.
They say it wasn't acting. She was sobbing because the bullet casings have now been seen. They showed those up. One of them said...
Well, we already knew this. He had inscribed some things on the shells.
Yeah, but one of them said catch, and then the other one said hatred or something. There was some other things that were scratched on it. They're thinking that the lover / roommate may have known about that. So they're trying to figure out what he knew and what he didn't know. He did get the phone call on what he did. They have said through this process yesterday that he was extremely helpful in identifying clothing with the individual walking up the stairs and walking down where there were clothing changes, but the shoes stayed the same. And he's like, that's him. Those are those shoes. So he's come forward and definitely
helped the investigation.
And they said Tyler was seen to be squirming several times when damning information. So he's helped authorities. The question comes down to, could he have stopped it? And as of right now, he's putting the nails in the coffin, whether you go for the death sentence or not. But everyone's saying that maybe we don't listen to other people. And I watched it last night. The guy that killed bin Laden, the guy that was on the SEAL team, is being interviewed by 2 people. And he's going, I've killed up close. I've seen this. I'm telling you, I don't think that was a bullet that killed Charlie Kirk. So we're caught up in conspiracy and proof. And damn it, are we going right down the Lee Harvey Oswald road?
Yes, we are.
That's Steve MZ.
Hey, this is Southside Steve from the Green Room for the Red, White, and Green Show with Ted Jenkins. Currently, we're not in a green room, but this is a green room to me because there's $1 million buses. I'm standing with Parker. Parker is with Rap Star USA, a proud sponsor of the Red, White, and Green Show, and that's WRAP Star wrap.com. And Parker, we talked about the turnaround if there's damage with a wrap, and how people out there with businesses, we see all the wrap vehicles, but some of them don't look good, therefore you may not get business calls. Also, if you got a high-end car, a boat on Lake Lanier, a motorcycle, a third of the price of paint protects the paint that's on there and looks better. And what can you say to that?
Just mainly just helps you stand out. If you're just tired of seeing just plain cars driving down the road, that's the big problem today. You know, they make just whites, grays, blacks. You know, you can stand out fully. It's the whole rainbow at that point, and you're protecting your vehicle at the same time. And if, say, you know, you get a big rock chip on the front end, or you get into a fender bender, you can just pull that panel right off, sand it, clean it, and just rewrap it again. So the turnaround time for repairs is a fraction that it is when it comes to paint.
I will never paint again. I'm wrapping it. I didn't wrap it as a child or a teenager, excuse me, but I'm wrapping it now. It's wrapstarusa.com. Parker's ready to work for you.
Polydictainment.
So Trump just made a post today that he's not signing the bipartisan housing affordability bill.
Okay.
He's not signing it.
Why wouldn't he?
He's
sign
doing it in protest because Congress couldn't pass the Save America Act. You know, the Voting Act.
Well,
where you got to have be a U.S. which doesn't. Why we even have to have this bill? You have to be a U.S.
it
citizen.
should just be a law. Nobody should have to pass that. Common sense.
Hasn't it always been a law? I've never voted without having an ID. You got to be registered to vote for starters.
100%.
You can't register to vote if you're not a citizen.
No,
right?
it's the mail-in. You got to stop the mail-in ballots. Is what you have to stop. More than anything, it's not just showing an ID, because they'll sniff that out. I've thought about this too. You're right. If you're not a registered voter, if you come in and you don't have a driver's license, unless you're in a blue state and they're like, you just go ahead and vote. They're going to stop it right there.
Yeah.
I think it's mail-in ballots is a part of this too, because we all agree you must be traveling abroad, you must be in the military, overseas, and you can't vote at that time. You have to prove that you're overseas at that time, or you're terminally ill in a hospital bed. Outside of that, you can make it to the polls, and not one person do they say she just can't. Put a camera on that chick, and I guarantee you see her at CVS inside of 2 days.
Right. Well, that's again, thanks a lot, Fauci, because that whole mail-in voting during COVID is where this got out of control.
Well, that's what threw the election, because everybody was scared to vote, and that was the way to do it. I cannot believe we tubed a nation for. I mean, I find it hard to believe anybody votes for this party. It's just insane. There's way too much proof to show how crooked they are.
Well, so this housing bill that Trump is not going to.
Sorry, I got political.
Is that we're supposed to? It's politicking.
I know.
This housing bill, the housing affordability bill, is supposed to speed up environmental reviews to get home construction going and place a cap on how many single-family homes these big corporations can buy, like BlackRock. You know, you hear they're buying up all the homes. People can't afford them because they're competing with BlackRock. This was going to put a cap on that. But apparently, even if Trump doesn't sign it, it can still become law.
Okay.
So
he's just sending a message.
He's just sending a message. Hey, if you guys can't do the Save America Act, I'm not going to sign off on this.
Well, why can't we just have a little conversation? Hey, give me this one, I'll give you that one.
Well, that's kind of what he's trying to do, but they couldn't push it through.
All right.
But one thing that I saw, I guess a real estate bro talking about on my algorithm.
Real estate bro?
Or someone
Yo, man.
in my algorithm. Not that kind of bro. Like they go, there's finance bros and fitness bros. They're just influencers online. They're just talking about investing and whatever. Mm-hmm. And it made sense. It's like, everybody talks about housing's not affordable these days. Kids can't buy a home. Young people can't afford to buy a home because homes are so expensive.
Right.
At the same time, all the people that have homes, like yourself, you want to hang on to that. That's where your equity is. You don't want your value to go down.
No.
You and everyone, all the boomers that have all these nice homes that have gone skyrocketed. Well, you can't have both. If they build all this affordable housing in Milton, what's going to happen to the value of your home?
They're going to tube.
It's going to go down.
And I don't want it.
So you can't have both.
You cannot have
both.
both.
This is the problem with what everybody wants now. You can't have affordable housing and all these, all your equity in homes.
No, that it's not fair to those that have built up the equity, and that's why I know in Fayetteville, and I'm sure Milton has a thing too. When we first moved to Fayette County, there were no apartments allowed to be built, and each home had to have at least an acre of land, which put the house price at a different, level, a higher level. But that's how they kept it. Then all of a sudden, they agreed to do some apartments. They agreed to do 4 houses on an acre type subdivisions. And then the riffraff comes in. And next thing you know, you've got crime and you've got crap because you let them in. I'm like, build more affordable housing in crappy-ass neighborhoods. And I'm sorry, that's where you are until you work your way out of it.
Okay, I agree. I have an even better idea. You don't have to build anything new.
There's plenty.
No,
Yeah.
you could just take all these abandoned office buildings and convert them into little single-unit residences.
The same
like
way
dorms.
they did that. That's how I got my loft, my rental property. So in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, once those buildings and businesses went away, here's these empty warehouses. They built them into lofts.
Yes, that's great. Same concept for all the office parks around here that are empty. I mean, most of these office, I don't see anybody. Plus, everybody works remote now. Thanks a lot, Fauci. We could convert some of these things into like little single unit, for
Totally
affordable housing. That's my solution to that.
Well, there's
go. My affordable housing.
I like the best one, the story, and I'll bring it up fast. The Highlands. There was that school that was there, and the school went away. Instead of demolishing the school, they turned it into loft rooms. So each classroom
was an apartment.
Was an apartment.
Yeah.
They put in everything, and you had literally a chalkboard in your damn apartment. It was cool as hell. I went into a couple of them.
And then you're right there in the Highlands where you can go party hardy.
Thank you. Right now, it's time for a little bit of sports, and this will be brought to you by, boom, Rockin' Taco, baby. Rockin' Taco, we will be there, and we are in talks with them. I want to be there every Thursday. I think we need to do that, but we are not on the schedule until August 6th. And with August 6th, we'll be there with the Schooner band of Yacht Rock. It's Yacht Rock Schooner. It's the not downgraded, but smaller version.
Smaller versions, because the big yacht rock review does the full, everything, and this is just kind of the scaled down version. They can't fit it all into.
No, you don't have a stage big enough for those guys.
Although I did like the way the Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Jukebox.
I love the fact that I got it wrong the entire time leading up to it. But once we got it in the event, I had it perfect, and you're screwing it up.
Yeah, but remember how they had the stage kind of
Guardians of the Jukebox, Jeff.
Guardians of the Jukebox. They had the stage kind of facing towards that sidebar. Yeah. They had this a little bit different. And it seemed like it made the stage bigger.
Maybe it did. They did change it. They can change it. It's just depending on how much walking room and what you want to do and how you set it up. But I am amazed at how big of an act. They've really got a challenge coming up after this one because they're going to bring in our boy Skinfolk, and that is a full-on Skinner band.
Yeah, we'll need to have Doug Easterly in
on
the show before that for sure.
100%, just to talk about how it's going to go down. And if we can get somebody in from Yacht Rock Schooner, we'll do that. Right now, sports.
Yeah, come on!
Oh, my God. Did you realize that the MLB draft is just a day away, Jeff? Just a day away. Grady Emerson, still number one, but a surprise could be possible if you're into baseball. This is where lovely guys that have come out of high school or college are being grabbed by the MLB, and there's a guy named Grady Emerson who's still number one. God only knows where he'll go, what deals will be worked out. We'll see who the Atlanta Braves are going to get, but it just blows my mind that they do the 2026 MLB here right during the season, but these are people that will come on to the team next year.
Well, maybe the Braves will get someone right out of high school like they did Bob Horner.
Stop. Just trying to get me in trouble again. Yes, I did think that Bob Horner came right out of high school and started playing for the Braves because he never, ever played for AAA.
No, but he did play in college.
But he played college ball, which threw me. So he goes to college, gets drafted, but he never had to do AAA. He was never in the bus leagues playing with dirty baseballs.
Yeah.
So I got screwed on that. That was bad reporting. I'm sure that somebody's going to find something I just said wrong, too. So I'll keep it simple. I'll keep it with the sport I know, which is soccer and the World Cup. Now, there's 2 stars you're about to see play. Now, of course, Messi is out there. A lot of people regard Messi as the greatest soccer player playing. I still like Cristiano Ronaldo. When you look at the old pyramid of goal scoring and time frames within, Ronaldo still has more goals than Messi. But Messi obviously has found a way in this particular World Cup. I mean, if you're scoring over even 4 goals, if you can score a goal a game, you're a hero. This guy's up to 8 goals. So he's crushing. But there's 2 other guys crushing. So the top teams are in. One matchup we're going to get, and I'm looking forward to it, is when England plays. Now, I'm personally cheering for England, although everybody tells me, you look like that striker on the other team, that one team, the guy with the blonde hair, and his name is Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland. And these two guys are going to go at it. One guy has 63 games and 73 goals. The other one has 64 and 58, 8 assists, 12 assists up until this season. And they say that these two are going to go just probably back-to-back scoring. It's going to be one of the more exciting games. And that being said, you've got just 3 more games left in the final 8. We decided one yesterday, and I can tell you France crushed them on the field, all over the field. If you were watching, did you happen to see that game?
No, I'm not watching any games.
You're not watching anything? Jeff, I don't know what's wrong with you.
No, I've gone out the past couple nights for dinner and had a drink, and all I see is baseball on.
Baseball?
Yeah.
What kind of bars are you going to? Well, there's only one World Cup game right now anyway, so that's okay. But, I mean, what the hell are you watching?
Well, the games have been on during the day. Like, they've been like 3 or 4 o'clock, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like the one and the one today is at 3 o'clock.
It's at 3 o'clock. You're exactly right. That'll be Spain and Belgium.
That's a big one, isn't it?
It's a big one. And had the U.S. carried through to the 8, what did we call it? You called it the 8-full 8.
The hateful 8.
Not hateful, 8-full.
8-full 8.
8-full 8. We would be in Belgium's spot. So Belgium is now playing in the U.S.'s spot versus Spain. I can tell you Belgium looked good against us. I mean, they scored 4 goals, boom. But again, is it the Norwegian blonde-haired stud with his long hair pulled up in a bun the way I wear mine, or is it the English stud who comes out? And that's tomorrow at 5 p.m. That is one of those games, I just got to say flat out, must see. Cannot miss it. If you love soccer, this one to me is going to be the most exciting game. Sometimes it's not about the final. It's about leading in. Both these teams deserve it. England is not lost a game. Both these teams are beautiful people. I mean, the Norwegians.
Do women like watching soccer? Because there's a lot of handsome men playing. I even noticed
girls dig soccer players, I think, more than anybody else.
Even the
they
refs
look good.
Even the refs on the field are like fit, good-looking men.
Everybody,
unlike umpires in baseball or nerds in the NFL. The refs in soccer are just as attractive as the players.
I will tell you, the fan base is as good looking for soccer as it almost is for IndyCar racing or like Monaco, like Monaco. Think that. I mean, think people that just have that just rich and hot as ass look. And that's what you're getting. But again, with the game tomorrow at 5, that is the highlight because you've got 2 great goal scorers. You've got 2 type of dudes going on there. And one of these teams, in my opinion, I don't see Spain or Belgium making it. It's like we see who plays. France is dominating too, but I can't stand the French. I can't stand the announcer dude from France. I don't like the French. And that's sports.
All right, we're going to do a track 13 from David Lee Roth.
See, I knew you were going to go there.
Yeah. Well, we're celebrating 40 years of Eat 'em and Smile.
Yeah, but yesterday was John Waite's birthday.
Oh, we didn't do it, John Waite.
No, but I'll give you. You're proficient, but I want a true track 13 on David Lee Roth on that album. If you could think of one that did not get radio play, I want to go deep.
Well, we did one a few weeks ago. We did Ladies' Night in Buffalo. How about?
Oh, so we did do that. So we've kind of.
I guess we did. We did. You can go back and watch a few episodes back. We did Ladies' Night in Buffalo, and I just talked about that album for a while in Steve MZ. So yes, we could do John Waite now if you want.
All right, let's do John Waite. Isn't John Waite English, or am I wrong?
Yeah, I think he is.
Okay, so John Waite will be our singer because down deep, if I have to say, I think I want England to win. I want to see Harry Kane go off. Nothing against Erling Haaland, whose sister looks exactly like him. They do some weird faces, and they do some. He's funny, dude, but on the soccer field, he is fierce. And I don't know any Norwegian singers, so we got to go John Waite. But that is the game I'm waiting for. Good God, I can't wait till tomorrow at 5. So
Change?
Yeah, that's
or
good.
Something from the Babies? Or you want to do Bad English?
Oh,
You know, I
see,
know
now
you
you're
like
getting
bad
me with
English.
bad English. A lot of people don't
I
realize
like
that was a
Change.
super group. All right, go Change.
Let's do Change.
You met me in the middle, going away from David
Yeah.
Lee Roth. Once again, congratulations to Mr. Eat 'em and Smile, celebrating 40 years. That's when this album came out. Right now, this week in history. Oh man!
But instead, we're gonna do. We mentioned John Waite's birthday yesterday. We did What about birthday shout outs this week?
Well, so I just, you know what? It's something. I mean, we did Bonnie Raitt, and that crushed just because
Bonnie
she's,
Tyler.
God, did I say that? Oh, Bonnie Raitt's still alive, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank God I got that part right. Bonnie Tyler, yeah, I saw a lot on her yesterday. People were into it, and I did not know how bad it was. She was in a self-induced coma for a month.
Wow.
And just didn't come out of it.
Well, we'll do in honor of John Waite's birthday yesterday. We'll do the other single from his big 1984 album. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head.
You
but
don't have to.
It's the one with "Missing You." That's the song that's always played. But
And I'm tired of hearing that
yeah,
song.
I am too. But
I don't want to hear it.
But this one we love. You can watch the video, listen to the song. Description is in the link of the show right down there. Smash that like button too.
Smash it.
Smash it. It is John Waite. Change on the Come On Show.